Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and today we will be discussing philosophy, we'll be discussing mental health, and we'll be running a guided meditation because that's what we do here. How is everyone doing today, first off? I see we have a follow, Judge Judy Slayer. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for supporting the channel. It's much appreciated. How's life for everyone out there? I can tell you a little bit about my day. I woke up, my mental health was garbage in the morning. I was feeling really lousy, and I worked out. And I started feeling a little bit better as the day went on, and as the day progressed, I was able to, just kind of get things together. And I went to Bikram yoga then at night, and that kind of turned my day around. I've been feeling much stronger and healthier since then. And then I had the pleasure of just checking out Grace Yoga's meditation and the opposite nostril breathing that she does, and it was really cool. It was a lot of fun, and I got a lot out of it. I always get a lot out of Grace Yoga's streams, so definitely check her out whenever you get the chance. But yeah, it's just good. It's good to be here. I haven't streamed as much over the last few days. Typically I had a good streak going. I streamed 25 days in a row, and that felt great. It felt good to do that. And then I missed a couple days. Yesterday I had some friends over. It was actually kind of neat actually, because one of my friends came in from Oregon, and he had this really expensive type of beef called Wagyu, shipped over from Japan. It was like ridiculous. He paid an exorbitant amount of money for it, but it was supposedly one of the best types of beef in the world. And so we tried it out. Yesterday, and it was kind of like butter in your mouth. It was interesting. You would never think that, but you like put a piece of meat in your mouth, and it just like melts. It melts like butter. So that was kind of neat. But yeah, so that's and then I had some other friends over too. For me, like since COVID hit hard, I haven't been able to see as many of my friends as often, And plus, you get older and people move away, and get married, have kids, and people get busy. That's just the way it goes, That's how things go in the world. So it was definitely nice to have some friends over yesterday, and get to see everyone. Because at the end of the day, it's the connections that are important. The connections between us and everyone else, right? People aren't lying on their deathbed thinking about how many cars they had or how many houses they owned. They're thinking about whether they loved and whether they loved enough, whether they cared enough for the people around them. That's truly what's important at the end of the day. And, how much we care for the people around us, the connections we have with those people, and just the camaraderie, with our fellow human beings. What else is there, right? One could argue, well, there's things to learn about, right? There's science, technology, all that, all that stuff. We can do art, we can do music, sure, yeah, we can do all that stuff. We can go up on a mountaintop and meditate by ourselves, for the rest of our lives. But at the end of the day, life just seems pretty void of purpose unless you include other people around you, unless you really make an effort to bring people into your world and to just be inclusive. And right now, lately, the way everything's been set up, and with like the media sensationalism, and with politics, it's just everything's been dividing. Everything's trying to pull us apart from one another. So now more than ever, it's really important that we unite, that we stay together, that we come together, that we unify. Hey, Swiss R is here. How is it going, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Let me give you a shout out. Shout out to Swiss R. Swiss R is a fitness streamer, variety streamer. Actually, I guess I call you. You do all sorts of stuff. Basically, Swiss R is Twitch. Oh, look at that! My shout out did come in twice for you, I guess. All right, that's kind of neat. But anyways, yeah, Swiss R he's a great streamer here. He basically is Twitch. He comes on. He knows everyone in the fitness and health community. He brings everyone together. he's timeless. I think he's been around. I think he's been around forever. Like literally. And yeah, he's just a great dude. He does these early morning streams after dancing all night, and just these beautiful scenic landscapes in Switzerland. It's awesome. It's so cool, the stuff that he does. I haven't checked out one of your streams lately. I don't know if you've been streaming or not, but maybe it's just our hours have been off. But I love the early morning streams you do. It's so cool with all the beautiful architecture and everything where you live. You live in a beautiful place. So yeah, definitely check them out. Drop them a follow whenever you get the chance. Swiss, we were just talking about how with everything, with the way the world is right now, it's so divisive. It's just everything's set up to rip us apart, to try to tear us apart and separate us from our fellow human beings. And that's exactly the opposite of what we need. We need unification. We need to bring people together. We need people coming together, because it's without people, without those connections, without that love that we can express for one another, life is just void of meaning. I mean, that's how I see it. I mean, you can get some satisfaction out of other pursuits, but at the end of the day, it's the connections with other people that are important. So you said you haven't streamed it for the last days. You haven't streamed in the last days. Okay. So then so that probably explains why I haven't caught your stream. If you haven't streamed, then that's pretty good justification for not catching your streams. Oh, look who just came in here. Look who just popped in. How did I know? How did I know? I didn't even need to look at the chat. That was actually kind of funny. I did not look at the chat window, and I knew who was in the chat just by the emote wall with all the emotes flying out on the screen. Of course, it is Terra Time. No one is like Terra Time. She is a unique individual. I was actually hanging out in her stream earlier today. Totally an amazing human being. She's a streamer here on Twitch in the fitness and health community. She's also the emote queen. No one can spam emotes like Terra Time. She has the most intense emote game in town. Super nice, wonderful person. She's a personal trainer. And she is great. She makes working out fun. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want a workout that's going to be fun and enjoyable, because working out's tough. A lot of people don't want to work out. They don't want to do it because it's like oh, you gotta move. You gotta do all this work. It's stressful. You gotta it's tough. And then you're sore and all that. But you know what? If it's fun when you're doing it, then it's a lot more. You'll find a lot more motivation to do it. So definitely check out Terra Time stream. Drop her a follow. How are you, Terra Time? How are you doing? Your stream was great earlier. You were being silly. And now that you got those sounds, in your chat. It's wild. It's crazy. It's like a carnival. It's like a carnival in there. It's amazing, right? The banana can. Yeah, I only have one though today. I only have one banana. I got one banana with me today. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Agni James, and I do Bikram yoga a lot of times before class, which is basically, it's yoga done in a studio that's 105 degrees. It's 26 postures from the Hatha yoga set of 81 postures, and it's a 90-minute class. So, and I'm a sweater on top of that. So it drains everything out of me, all the nutrients. So like all the electrolytes. So like sometimes I get like crazy hamstring cramps or leg cramps or foot cramps and stuff. And if that happens, I have to start eating the bananas because I need the potassium. And I've already eaten the banana. I took 3 potassium pills, but I can't guarantee that like I might not end up on the floor at some point. Terra Time, your sounds are insane. But yeah, so if I have to eat a banana at some point during the meditation, just kind of forgive me, just don't worry about it. It's just part of the stream. Terra Time, your sounds are crazy. Hey, DJ Chris Sons, now hosting my stream. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you so much. DJ Chris Sons, otherwise known as Imbalanced Physique, or John, you could call him. He is an awesome streamer here in the fitness and health community in Twitch. Totally nice, genuine, authentic dude. And he works out, and he works out hard. he's not a weakling. This guy is tough. This guy is doing like ridiculous amounts of push-ups and stuff like that, man. This guy, he can work out, so definitely check him out. Let's give a big shout out right there. I gotta do it this way. All right, there we go. Bam. Okay. No, come on. I can't type today. All right, there we go. There we go. Bam. All right, Imbalanced Physique. Give him some love. Drop him a follow. All right, that's definitely the way to do it. Definitely the way to do it. Yeah. I mean, Imbalance. You know when terror time's here because you see the emotes flying on the screen, right? There's no doubt about it. I was saying earlier when she entered the chat, I didn't even have to look. I didn't even have to look at the chat. I just knew she was here because all of a sudden it went from like one emote to like 1,000 emotes just flying around on the screen. It was wild. It's pretty cool that we can deduce things about the universe from just like from other variables, right? From other things, from other sensory stimuli, such as like, a bunch of emotes flying on the screen. I knew it was going to be here. Oh, and look who else is here. Look who's popping in all stealthily today. JT Farms. Look at you coming on in all stealthily, all sneaky and surreptitiously. It's great to have you here. Great to have you. JT Farms is my channel shaman. She is the award-winning poet that I gave her an award. She's an award-winning poet that has helped me in my poetry career a lot, actually. And she keeps the energy great in here. She regulates the energy. She does a lot for this channel. She's like a big supporter of this channel. She's always here. She's helping out. She's giving me great positive feedback. She knows more about shamanic rituals than anyone else I know. Actually, she's got her stuff going. She's got her stuff going good. And look who else just popped in. Nanera, what is up? Popping in for a moment to say hello and have a good night. The sleepy girl's going to bed. Well, hey, I'm glad you popped in. I'm happy to see you, Nanera. Thanks for popping in. Get a big shout out to Nanera. Check out her streams. She does variety. She's a variety streamer here on Twitch, and she's a huge part of the fitness and health community. She knows everyone. Everyone knows Nanera. She's a kind human being, and she's into Ren Fair. She's into Ren Fair, which like and metal, which basically like gives like puts her up like 10 notches in my book. If you're into Ren Fair and metal, like you're definitely like you're definitely moving up notches on my list. So where are we at here? 1 calorie cycle class kicked your ass was needed today. Oh, 1K calorie cycle class. Yeah, I can imagine, right? That's a good one. I mean, cycling is intense. That's a lot. It's a lot of working out. Oh yeah, and you're into anime. Yeah, you're into a lot of cool stuff. You're into a lot of good stuff that I'm into, especially the metal and the Ren Fair. That's like my main thing. Anime, I'm not a huge anime person, but like all my friends are into it. So like I'm always like in it, but I don't know anything about it. I'm ignorant because I just don't pay attention as much. But yeah, I always see it. I have tons of exposure to it. Yeah. So what? Look at this. We have a good energy in here today. Everything is going great. Everything kind of just blew up once Terror Time came in. That's the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. Best emote game on Twitch, Terror Time. You should advertise that, Terror Time. You should talk about that. You should discuss your emote game, in your streams. Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of how things are going. I was talking earlier about how my energy has shifted and my mood has been all over the place today. The adjective to best describe me today would be mercurial. Oh, how am I, Agni? I'm doing great right now, but it's been a roller coaster of a day. I woke up like super depressed and I was down, and then I was feeling like ridiculous in the middle of the day, and then I tuned into Terror Time stream, and I was like feeling like even more ridiculous. Like I just felt like super silly and kind of and jovial and whatnot, And then after that, I went to Bikram yoga, and then I felt like really intense and really just invigorated. And yeah, it was cool because the instructor that taught tonight is an instructor that hasn't taught in my studio for over 2 years. And she just popped in today, and she's just like, hey, I'm now going to be teaching every Monday night. And she's a cool instructor. She's good. She has a different take. It's always nice to like mix up the instructors that you see. You don't want to see the same instructor every single time, because it just kind of gets a little bit stale every now and then. So, and it's the same thing with like meditation and with other internal energy arts and all that. You want to mix up who you're seeing, and you want to get a different take, hear different people's perspectives on the ways to do it. So I got to reconnect with her today, which was really cool. Yeah, it was good. It was a good class. There was a real strong energy in there, and like I went in there and I thought I was gonna be weak and not feeling good today, because I had like a ridiculous energy going in. But then, like, when I got in there, I was like strong and healthy, and I was holding those poses in that 105-degree heat and just working really hard, and it felt good. I felt really powerful and just empowered, basically. And that's kind of, yoga does that. Yoga is huge in empowering you. Same with qigong. With qigong you can feel the energy. You can feel the energy pulsating through your body. When you're doing these qigong movements. And that's actually how I got started. I started with technically I started with meditation, then I did qigong, and then I did qigong into vinyasa yoga, and then vinyasa into Bikram and yin yoga. And I primarily do Bikram yoga now, in the studio, and then I also do yoga every morning on my own, some qigong as well. That's kind of been my journey and in the internal Eastern arts. The internal energy arts. So yeah, this is great. So I guess that's kind of how I'm doing right now, JT Farms. Something else I wanted to discuss. From what I understand, and this is kind of important. There are all these like hate bots actually coming through Twitch, and like hate raids. People just like joining together and spamming like all this like ridiculous shit and people's like racist shit and stuff like that in people's chats and stuff like that. And so like there's going to be like some kind of protest, I think, on September 1st. So on Wednesday there's going to be like some kind of protest. So I think a lot of people are not going to be streaming on September 1st to try to pressure Twitch into actually doing something about this, because this is a huge problem. I mean, we're all about bringing people together, and anyone who wants to divide and separate and spew hate, that they don't have a place. They don't have a place here, unless they're willing to let that go. I think I'm not going to be streaming on Wednesday night because of that. And that's typically a day I would stream. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is actually something that's going to happen, like if people are not going to be streaming on Wednesday, or if this is just something that's going to be talked about. So if everyone streams and it's just not going to happen, then I'm going to stream. If no one's streaming, then I won't stream. I'm kind of just going to feel it out on Wednesday. But regardless, like, it's crazy that there's literally hate bots. Like, there's people that have devoted their time now to creating bots that like go into people's chats and like spew off like hate-filled nonsense. It's like, what is going on with this world? And the funny thing is, if you adopt my metaphysics, or according to my metaphysics, we're all the same. We're all part of the same consciousness. We're all same consciousness. We're all part of the same being. So to ever hate another human being, especially for something as trivial as like the color of their skin or their religion or their political ideology, is like completely absurd. It's completely absurd because because of what I believe. It's like, if you hate another being, all you're doing is literally just hating yourself. Simple as that. And the funny thing is, people who absolutely love themselves, like who feel nothing but love and compassion for themselves, they don't hate anyone. If you ever meet these people, these Buddhist monks, who are like really into it and feel that love and compassion, you don't see them like going off and like spewing hate around the planet. They're just kind of chilling, and they're preaching love and kindness, right? And those are the kind of people that are unifying forces, right? They bring us all together, and that's what we need. We need more of that in the world, more unification. Swiss, are you saying if no one is streaming and just you are streaming, we all have to watch your? That's actually kind of funny, Swiss, right? Yeah, every single person does not stream on Wednesday except me, and I'm the only one that streams. And then I have like, I don't know, like 5 million people watching me up here, right? Dude, and I teach 5 million people meditation. That would be intense. That would be intense. I don't know though. I don't know. I might get canceled for doing something like that. People would be pissed. People might be pissed if I'm teaching meditation on a day when we're supposed to be in solidarity, right? Glad you made my day. If you watch the videos on my Discord message to you, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. JT Farms, the energy of 5 million. Holy cosmos. Yeah, can you imagine if we had 5 million people in here? Like your job as channel shaman, all of a sudden it would be like you'd have to step up your game, JT Farms. 5 million people trying to regulate that energy. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of faith in you, but like that's a lot. You would need to work yourself up for that. You might have to bring like Mark in and like teach him, like he'll be your protege and like he'll have to help you regulate the energy in the chat, right? I don't know if I could picture Mark being a shaman though. Like maybe he is. Maybe he's got shamanic. He's learned it from you. Maybe it's rubbed off on him. It's great though. I'm so happy you're all here and just hanging out with me. Yeah, we're talking mental health. We're talking philosophy, metaphysics. We're all the good stuff basically, like all the good stuff. Everything else, we're nothing big. Actually, and we're talking heavy metal and Ren Fair too, Renaissance Fair. By the way, those of you who have never been to a Renaissance Fair, I highly recommend it. Definitely go to one at some point in your life. Just go there, check it out. Renaissance fairs are really, really cool. They typically like pop up in the summer. They'll have them somewhere for like 7 weeks, maybe 2 months, something like that, in different locations, and then they kind of travel around. It's just it's a bunch of people dressed up in Renaissance costumes, and there's like a bunch of Renaissance type games and Renaissance type foods, like big turkey legs, and it's just a good time. It's like a good positive outdoor experience. So yeah, definitely check it out. JT, you're saying for sure, LL. Nah, he can shaman if doesn't believe. Oh no, yeah, he can shaman or probably mean can't shaman if he doesn't believe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because he doesn't. If he's not into it, if he's not believing it, then he's not going to be able to do much good. You're gonna have to teach him a crash course and convince him though before Wednesday if this is going to occur. If I'm going to get 5 million people meditating at one time, and maybe just sending out positive love and light into the universe, right? Swiss Arts, you said today was Power Meet number 2. 40,000 people watching all the fitness streamers on Twitch at Twitch Rivals. Yeah, there was that Twitch Rivals thing. Was that the thing that I think you sent me about the chess Twitch Rivals? I didn't understand what the fuck was going on with that. I actually went and I signed up for it. I signed up for the chess thing because those of you who don't know, that's what I do for a living. I teach. I'm a chess instructor, and I play chess, competitive chess professionally. So like that's like my thing, right? Chess. That's one of my things. So like I was gonna play in this it's called Hand and Brain. I think it was called, and like basically the idea was like a titled chess player would tell you what piece you have to what piece you'd have to move, or what type of piece you were going to have to move, and then you would have to make, as a streamer, would have to make the decision of where you were going to move the piece to. It was something along those lines, and I thought it sounded really cool. I was like really excited about it. I was pumped up. I was feeling ready to do this, and then I signed up, and it was all like weird, and like it was like in Russian, and I can't read Russian. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and then like I started getting all these weird emails from them, and it just didn't work. It didn't work out right. And then all of a sudden they just like sent me like a refund, and like I didn't even pay anything. It's like they're like here's your refund of $0, and I was like, okay, thank you. Thank you for my $0 refund. That this has been a great experience. I got like 20 spam Twitch emails in Russian, and then like I didn't get to play any chess. and then I got a $0 refund. like what is that, right? Like what it was so weird. I don't know what happened. It must have been glitchy. But Twitch is known to be like Twitch is glitch, right? It's glitch central a lot of times, right? Glitches out all over the place. Let's see, JT Farms, you say, haha, he'll chant sports stats. Yeah, you're right. Mark's all about the sports, right? He's all about the sports. He's not into the meditation. He's not into the shamanic, energy flow. He's not into yoga. He's not into the Eastern arts. But he's into you. He's into you, and you're a shaman. So it's like he's got his head on somewhat straight, right? Relect, you said we should have a game one day, Agni. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, absolutely. Relect, I would love to play chess. Well, I'm totally down for that. I do. I mean, I teach chess for a living, and I play competitively. I love that stuff. I'm definitely down for that. I was actually thinking of putting it in the channel points at some point. I was gonna put it in there. I was gonna just have it be like a channel point redemption, like that. I would give like a chess lesson or something like that. But I don't know. It seemed a little out of place in like a stream that's like about like philosophy and like mental health and meditation, right? So like I don't know. I'm still toying with the idea. Like eventually at some point I'll probably do it. I'll probably do it live, on stream, because I think it would be really cool. I mean, if you look at the chess streamers, I watch a bunch of chess streamers, and they're entertaining, they're fun, they're neat, they're cool people, cool women and guys doing this, right? So you can learn a lot from chess, but yeah, so like I will do it at some point. All right, where are we at here now in chat? Oh, everyone knows each other. We've got people talking. Relect, you're about to do some exercise. Thought you'd say hello. Well, hey, hello to you too. It's good to see you. And you know what? I learned something new about you in Sunrise Reed's stream. I didn't realize that you were Australian. That's awesome. So it's you, Sunrise, and what's his name? Spochi or Spout. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. I rate him sometimes. But I don't know how to. That dude's awesome, by the way, Spochi. He's just like walking around in the Australian outback, with these crazy nature streams. Like it's totally an environment different from mine. My environment. I look outside and I see like plastic, concrete and plastic, and Spochi's got like this beautiful scenes. Yeah, from his dad's farm. We call it Mars. It does, right? It kind of has that Mars feel to it, right? It's like it's like the desert, but there's some vegetation and stuff like that, and then there's like some dead animals around. I think like what he was like showing some dead animal the other day. It's pretty neat, dude. He's just like wandering around and like seeing finding like all these like weird things on his dad's farm. He's a cool dude. I would love to go visit him and visit like Australia. That's actually one of the places that I need to check out at some point in my life. I'd love to check out the Sydney Opera House. I mean, that would be amazing. One of my ex-girlfriends actually is a professional harpist, and she's performed at the Sydney Opera House twice in her life, and she said it was just incredible. It was one of the highlights of her career as a musician. Like, imagine to be able to perform at the Sydney Opera House. Like, what? I mean, she's really good. She's like one of the top 20 harpists in the world. I don't know like where, like, I mean, that's got to be a tough instrument to learn. Like, she had like six or seven harps, like, in this one room. It was called the harp room, right? It was pretty neat, and there's these beautiful instruments. But imagine like lugging around a fucking harp. She used to live in like New York City, and she would like lug around this harp, and she lived in Boston, was like lugging a harp around. It's like, that's not an easy instrument to have to put on your shoulder and and like move around. I mean, it's not like you're carrying around a guitar or like a piccolo or something. I don't even know what a piccolo is, really. I think it's an instrument, right? Like a flute type instrument or something. All right, let's get back to like chat. I'm missing stuff in chat, and that always goes about. Let's see. JT, you said, We could evolve our chess games. Yeah, evolve your chess TV. I could even change the name. I could change the name of the channel. Evolve your chess TV. I like that. I like that. And it just have like nothing but chess. And then I could basically create an army of amazing chess meditation philosophy warriors. How cool would that be? An army of chess meditation philosophers. And it would be so badass. We'd basically be going around the world playing chess, espousing different philosophical views and from all over the globe, and then doing meditation, teaching meditation. It would be a powerful force, right? I mean, no one else does that. There's not many people that do what I do, And then JT Farms, you'll be in charge of the poetry section of the Evolve Yourself. It'll be Evolve Yourself Poetry, and you can be in charge of that. Evolve Yourself TV Poetry. All right. Hey, Tindereos is here. How are you, friend? Good to see you. Always glad when you're here. Tindereos actually introduced me to another philosopher on Twitch, Aristotle, or I think is his name, and he's totally awesome. I got the pleasure of rating him the other day, and I got to check out his stream. He's a totally awesome dude. He's a more legit philosopher than me. I mean, he's got his PhD. I just had my master's, and he actually teaches it for a living. He's like legitimately a philosophy professor, college professor, and he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. It's cool. It's cool. You can go in there, and it's like a much more analytic philosophy crew. It's like you're not going to get as much Eastern philosophy there. But you're going to get a lot of good, precise analytic philosophy, which is what I was actually trained in. That's like where I come from. I come from that school of philosophy. But at the same time, I've also learned a lot of Eastern philosophy and continental philosophy along the way as well. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Actually, not just you, Tinderos, everyone. I hope everyone's doing great today. You missed the start. Yep, you missed the start. We're done now. I'm calling it. I'm calling the stream off. We're done. No, I'm just joking. Don't worry, we still got plenty more action. I'm fired up tonight, right? We're gonna be going for a while, and then at some point I'm gonna be like, and then we're gonna slow it down. And we're gonna calm our breath. And we're gonna go into a very peaceful and nourishing meditation. But that's later on. First off, I got to continue with the philosophy chat, the mental health chat. We got a lot of stuff to discuss, right? We got a lot of good stuff going on here tonight. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hey, Christine the Bean popped in. What is up, Christine the Bean? Good to see you. How's life? How's the universe? How's everything? I hope you're doing well tonight. I hope everything is great. I hope everything is as abundant, and I hope your life is filled with abundance and just joy and peace and love and kindness and happiness and everything you deserve. Because at the end of the day, not just you, but everyone deserves unconditional love because from all their fellow human beings. This is our purpose, right? According to my metaphysics, at least, we are one being. We are one being, perceiving ourselves as separate parts of the whole. So basically, it's like the idea that the notion that you have one entity, but we wanted to see what it would be like to actually see ourselves as separate entities. But we can't actually ever be separate entities. So we basically kind of dreamt up a spatial temporal realm with a illusory dualistic framework. So that's kind of like my metaphysics in a nutshell. And I'll discuss that more, as we go on. Yeah, it's great that you're here. It's great that you're here, Christine the Bean. JT Farms, you say, oh hell yeah, you call Queen what in chess? Are you talking about in chess? Something? I don't know. I might have missed something. All right, where are we at? Christine the Bean, you're doing well tonight. Excellent. Good to hear. But here's the thing, though. What if you were not doing well? Would you say so? Would you be open and honest? Right? Because this is one of the main things that I come out here spouting my mouth about is open, honest communication. And not just open, honest communication, radical open, honest communication. My view is that people talk about everything, but except the most important things. They don't talk about the most important things, like what is closest to their heart. So I have a quote that I came up with. People talk about everything except what is closest to their hearts. And I usually get that in like at least one time every stream because it's so important and it's so vital to like what this whole Evolve Yourself TV is about, right? Opening yourself up and allowing yourself to actually express who you are and what's going on in your heart. And it does put us in a more vulnerable state, right? Because you never know what people are going to think if you express how you truly feel, right? They could oh no, they could judge us, right? But like at the end of the day, who cares? If they judge us, let them judge us, right? We'll be authentic and we'll be genuine and we'll be free in that sense. And that authenticity and that genuineness that the French existentialists talked about in the 50s and 60s, I mean, that's worth more than anything, I mean, that's like pure realness in a plastic universe, right? In a plastic existence, if you can be real and genuine and honest, man, you're doing something right. All right, let's see, where are we at here? Okay, wow. Oh, Tindereos, you said, how good am I in chess? The highest I ever got on chess.com was 2012. I was in the 98.9th percentile of chess.com, which is the largest chess website in the world, I believe. So that was in 2000, I don't know, 16 maybe-ish, 2015, 2016 I was able, but that was when I was like super devoted. Like I was playing in the Chicago Open every year. I was going real super hard, and like I got to 98.9th percentile. I think now I'm somewhere in maybe the 98.1 percentile, something like that for daily chess. That's like chess where you have time, where you have 3 days per move or more even sometimes. You basically have a ton of time to stare at your position. I play way better in slower time controls than I do in fast time controls. I'm actually a terrible bullet player, and then blitz I'm decent. I'm pretty good. Well, I think I'm I'm in the 90s percentile, something like 95 percentile for blitz, and then maybe the 96 or 97 percentile for standard time control rating. Let's see what else is going on here. Aristotle's here. Aristotle, since when are you here? Are you just lurking? You're hiding here somewhere? I didn't even see you. You popped in somewhere? I don't know. I don't see him in chat. He must be lurking somewhere, lurking in the background. That's cool. You don't need to stay. When people come in, people just come in here and just hang out. That's like the main thing. People come out, hang out, they hear what's going on, and they get to experience. They get to experience the Agni James Evolve Yourself TV. A shit show basically. I come out all intense and I come out with a lot of energy and get things going real good and intense, and then we slow things down. We retreat to a place of Zen, mindfulness, and we do a meditation in which we feel the ultimate love and peace of the universe. But initially, it's just all bang, 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 right? It's all go, go, go. Let's see what's here. Let's talk about stuff, right? Thank you, Conjuring 85. Yeah, I appreciate it, right? And because that's kind of what I do, right? I don't want to be just defined by just the meditations, I also have stuff to say, right? And if I got stuff to say, I want to be able to express that, Conjuring, I hope you're having a good day today. I hope your life is filled with abundance. I hope things are going well with you. It's just a great we have a great chat here. We're really building up a good group of people here. Tindereos, you said, oh wow, you play 10-minute. Yeah, I play 10-minute games too. I play a ton of 10-minute games. Absolutely. That's probably the most. I play chess every day for my daily time controls. But then the second most thing I play are 10-minute games. That's a time control that I can handle pretty well. I never play like 1 minute games. Like there's people that play bullet, that are 1 minute games. I always thought that's madness, right? A 1 minute chess game where you have to make all your moves in a minute or else you lose. That's kind of ridiculous. And then there's people that play hyper bullet, 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to play an entire fucking game of chess. That blows my mind. It's like, holy shit, dude. It's like I can't even move the mouse that quick, man, to make, think about it. An average chess game is 40 moves. And you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds, to make all your 40 moves, I mean, that's like with no increment. People play this hyper bullet. It's always weird. It's always interesting to me when people are into that. But typically, it's always like the super young kids. People get slower as they get older. It's just the way it goes. You'll have like the 15-year-old kids that are like flying, and they're like chess robots, just spouting, like moving so fucking quick with 400 actions per minute, and then just moving stuff around on the board. It's crazy that they can think that quick. I'm more of like a slow, deeper thinker. Even though like I come out here all high intensity, at the end of the day, I definitely am much more of a slow, deep thinker than quick, tactically minded individual. Yeah, JT Farms, you had Grace Yoga's beautiful power emote, right? That's an awesome emote. I want to throw her emote out there actually because I love that emote. I think it's definitely one of the coolest ones, one of the cooler ones on Twitch. Let's just throw it out there, Bam. It's like so cool. I like it. I like to see it too, like flying around on the emote wall. It's just a nice thing to see, right? Conjuring, you say the tortoise wins the race. Yeah, I mean at the end of the day, the tortoise is supposed to win. But the only thing is though, like the tortoise was slow but steady. I'm like slow and deep, but like I don't know. Then sometimes I'm not steady because I have bipolar, right? So like I'm like kind of I'm like the tortoise, but I'm not, So Christine the Bean, you say when you're not doing well, you tend to lurk. Okay, all right, cool. So yeah, you tend to be more reticent when you're not doing well. I mean, I'm kind of the same way, right? Like I don't know, like when what am I talking about? I always like just get out here and I talk about everything, so like I don't know how I am. I don't even know what I am. What the hell am I? What am I? Am I even Agni James? Like what am I here? Like Christine the Bean, you say, oh, you're consistently inconsistent. Nice. I like it. Yeah. You kind of are. But that's good though. It's good. It's good to be consistent about something. If you're going to be consistent about something, might as well be consistent with inconsistency. Because then people know what to expect when they deal with you. But I don't think you're inconsistent. I think you're fairly consistent in a lot of ways. In some respects, though, we all are, right? And, everyone has things that they're very consistent in, and things that they're very inconsistent in. It just depends on the person, right, and what they're doing with their life, and how they're living their life, and what hobbies they enjoy, what pursuits they strive after, right? I mean, these are the things that we check out, right? These are the things that we're always thinking about. Well, when I say we, I mean people in the universe, I guess. I don't know. Hey, Fitness Yoga is now hosting my stream. Thank you so much. Fitness Yoga, otherwise known as Swiss R. He's one of those guys that he's too big to have just one Twitch streaming account. He needs two. There he is. Look at this guy coming through with the host. Thank you so much, Swiss. Much appreciated. I'm going to give you one more shout out. I never know how many shout outs to give people. I always give people many shout outs, and then it feels like sometimes it feels like too many. Like I think I gave someone 5 shout outs the other day. But definitely check out Swiss R. Check out fitness_yoga. Swiss R is an awesome dude in the fitness and health community. He's like the glue that binds everyone together. Earlier today I was talking about speaking of glue that binds people together. Actually, I don't know how this is even related, but I was talking about the Wagyu beef that I had recently. It's a type of beef. I think you get it from Japan. At least my buddy did. He got it shipped to my place, and we ate it last night. It got shipped overnight, like a 1 day or 2 day priority shipping, and was packed in dry ice. It was crazy, and he paid a ridiculous amount of money for this piece of beef. And he took it out and he cooked it, and it's crazy to put meat in your mouth and just have it dissolve. It was like a stick of butter. Like I've never, yeah, the wagyu, I've never had meat like that. Like you barely needed to chew it at all. It just melted. It literally melted. It melted. Yeah, a con drink. It was amazing. It was like something. It was something totally different. I mean, whenever you eat like a steak, you're like chewing. And it's like even if it's like not like well done or whatever, even if it's like pretty rare, you're still like chewing it up. You're chewing on that steak for a while, but like that wagyu, I mean, that's like fucking butter. It's like might as well just take a stick of butter and put it in your mouth at that point. Um, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think it was cool because of the novelty of it. Like I would not want to eat that beef every day, or I would not want to eat it like 3 times a week, or like once every like couple weeks. Like I think the novelty factor was awesome. And that's like what made it as cool as it was. But I think at the end of the day, I would prefer just like regular beef over the wagyu. I mean, to be perfectly honest, the flavor it wasn't intense. It was just like it was like it was good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was good, but it was like. It was weird. It was weird. It's super. First of all, it's super marbled. It's like the most marbled like meat you'll ever see, and then it just like melts, like it completely melts. Yeah, really fatty. But that supposedly adds to the flavor. That's like the kind of the thing behind it, the reasoning behind it, I guess. And they like that fatty stuff in it, fatty marbled whatever. So yeah, it's pretty neat stuff. Yeah, so we got to experience that, and then I had a bunch of friends. I had a bunch of friends over, and we all hung out, and it was good. It's good bringing people together, and this is what I was talking about earlier in the stream, right? Right now, the world is set up in such a divisive system. We're like in a world where media sensationalizes everything, and then politics is just hell bent on ripping us apart from one another. It wants to tear us the fuck apart. And that's crazy. It's fucking crazy to tear us apart like that. And it's like, one could make the argument, well, hey, this is nothing new. What do you think politics, what do you think our rulers have been doing for, countless ages? They've been dividing and conquering and keeping people, torn apart and warring and whatnot. But there is something new. There's a key component, and it's that everything's happening so much quicker now because of the way information is spread, right? Because information's just flying, and you have like so much misinformation being spread, and it just gains traction, momentum, and then there's confirmation bias left and right. It's like you can't look anywhere without like all these psychological principles affecting you, and then you got like overbearing marketers and advertisers that are just coming in and like being like all like fucking crazy with like trying to push their products on you. So it's like the whole world is basically like a shit storm right now, and you got everything trying to rip us apart. And I'm saying, fuck all of that divisive shit. Let's bring it all together. Let's bring people together. This is what we need right here. We need heart. We need love in the world. We need kindness. We need compassion. We need to love our enemies, love thy enemy, we need to like seriously love that stuff, right? I mean, Jesus, Buddha, I mean, they talked about compassion. These are cool dudes, these guys rock. These guys, there's some great spirit, Gandhi. I mean, people, the peaceful dudes, who are like, hey, let's fucking let's love one another. Let's like really go to our inner core, that place of pure love, and let's connect with other people and experience that, right? Those are my people, those are the people that I identify with. That's what I want to do. Unify, fuck this divisive shit. Whenever someone's trying to get you divided on something, or trying to get you to pull you apart, I see you double down on love. And you know what? And I'm not saying you justify their actions. The big distinction that I always make, it's kind of a subtle distinction, and a lot of people don't get it right away. But this is super important. I would never advocate that when someone comes to you and like attacks you, that like you don't defend yourself, and that person should not be held, and that there should be no culpability, right? That person should not be held accountable for their actions. And maybe if someone murders someone, yeah, they go to jail, right? And I would never advocate against that, right? But what I am advocating, the main thing I am advocating, is that we feel. This is a feeling, not an action. that we feel unconditional love for that person, for the attacker. And that's like one of the hardest things in the world to do, to actually feel unconditional love for someone who's attacked you. Now that's what I'm advocating, the feeling of that. I would never advocate that they're not held responsible, that we shouldn't, protest or do whatever, when there's crazy injustices, right? Because then, weird shit can happen within this illusory dualistic framework. Well, that's my metaphysics about the world. But anyways, so like and one of the most powerful examples of this was this Amish family. This some crazy dude came into this Amish community and like murdered this Amish family's like kid or kids or something like that, right? And so the Amish family's in court. Then they caught the dude, and the Amish family when they got a chance to speak, and you know what they spoke? This is like they were sitting there staring at the guy that killed their kid, and they said, you know what? Our love and our prayers go out to the killer and to his family, because they must be going through a really tough time, and it's going to be sad that this gentleman has to spend the rest of his life in jail, and we hope that he finds some peace. And it's like, what a powerful statement. That right there is like the most ballsy statement I've ever heard. Like, holy shit, right? This is a family that got their kid murdered, and they're saying love the attacker. Feel loving for them. Feel kindness and warmth, because think about what he's going through. Think about what his family's going through, his friends are going through, right? Like, that right there is an amazing display of love and kindness, and that's what I advocate, right? So yeah, send the assholes to jail, but at the same time, love the asshole. there we go. Love thine asshole. Oh God, I don't know. I can't believe Twitch even lets me stream. Sometimes I wonder, like, if they're just gonna, yeah, that's it. I guess that's what I'm preaching. At the end of the day, that's my message to the world. Like, it's like 20 years later, they're gonna be like, Agni James, how did you change the world? What mark did you leave on the world? And it's just gonna be like, love thy asshole. And that's it. That's what I'm here for, though, right? That's what I'm here for. I mean, no one else is going to come up here and say it. Yeah, Con Drink, you say 85, you say, at least we have assholes. Yeah, right? That's true. That's true. All right, where are we at here? Where are we at in chat? I missed some stuff. All right. Oh yeah, Kendrick, earlier you said grass-fed is always special. Yeah, that's totally a different flavor, right? You can tell like when there's something different about the meat, right? When there's something different about like a good piece of meat, right? A good piece of steak or whatnot. And grass-fed's a good way to go. DJ Krishuns, you say, geez, my Wi-Fi's acting up. Your Wi-Fi's acting up. I'm not going to allow that. That's intolerable. I don't accept that. I don't accept that at all. Don't accept that. You can't. Your Wi-Fi is going to have to shape up right now. JT Farms, you say, you can totally taste the difference. Grass-fed and corn-fed. Yeah, grass-fed is superior. Definitely. I agree. I think you're right. And corn, like, I think there's like some shit. I live in like corn country. Like Illinois is. I mean, well, we have Chicago, where we come out and we have the highest murder rate in the country, right, in the USA, right. But then we also have like just corn everywhere, and like soybeans and shit like that, right. But like corn, I don't think corn's like super healthy for us. I mean, I think there's a lot like because it's pumped into so many different foods that like we have an overabundance of corn in our diets, at least in the U.S. Or maybe the Midwest. So that's kind of how it goes with around here. Where else are we at here? DJ Krishuns. So you decided to stream again, but once a week. Okay, so you are back on the streaming wagon. All right, cool. Because we need you here, man. We need you here. We need your authenticity. We need your genuineness. We need you to express yourself. That's important, man. You bring a lot to the table, DJ Krishuns. Otherwise known as Imbalance. Otherwise known as John. I don't know if you have any other names you go by. Maybe you do. You probably have like 30 other names. But I only know 3 of them. All right, where are we at here? Oh, you did stream today? Oh, you did a shirtless stream today? You did a shirtless stream today? Cool, good for you, man. Good for you, dude. I've done two shirtless streams right now. 50,000 channel points. Cash them in. You're gonna get to experience a shirtless meditation with Agni James. It's definitely a pleasure for everyone. All right, so what else is going on in the world? Like, what else is going on with everyone in the universe? Is there anything else people would like to talk about? I mean, I've been rambling on in a loquacious fashion, for the last 57 minutes. Should we hop into the meditation? Should we lower the energy? Should we lower the intensity a bit? What do you all think? What do you? It's a democracy here. Even though I'm the guy moving the mouse around. If someone's got something to talk about, something mental health related, something philosophical, something like metaphysics is always an awesome subject. What's like my favorite branch of philosophy, possibly. I don't know if I think philosophy of mind and philosophy of science are basically kind of like have been kind of subsumed under the metaphysics branch. I don't know how it works. Everyone's always creating like new branches and new ways to like explain things. But those are always my three favorite areas of philosophy, metaphysics, philosophy of mind especially, and then philosophy of science. And I think philosophy of mind because I have a psychology background. So like a lot of that made sense. And philosophy of science because I also have a molecular biology background. So that's also kind of the way it goes. JT Farms, you say you've retired your redemption of Agni shirtless streams. New goal be the highest Zen point holder of all of Evolve. Ooh, all right. You know what? I think you have a really good shot of actually accomplishing that. Because you come around. You're faithful. You're around. You love the meditations. You get a lot out of it. You're the channel shaman, so you can feel that energy. And it's beneficial for you, right? At the end of the day, it's beneficial for you. You're getting something good out of it. So that's cool. That's cool. Let's see, JT Farms. You're gonna be rich. You finna be rich. DJ Krishan, you say you're taking over the shirtless streams. Yeah, you now gotta represent the shirtless streams, man, because I've only done the 2 meditations and Joy's not gonna be cashing in anymore. And then I raised the price. See, some of you might not know, originally my shirtless streams were $25K. It was only $25K, so people were like, "Oh, $25K, I'll spend those Zen points. I'll spend those Zen points and get that shirtless stream going." But now it's up to $50K. So like now all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, should I actually do that shirtless stream, or should I bring in the cat, and put Parmenides on my neck or something, you can do stuff like that. She's my philosopher cat, Parmenides, named after my favorite philosopher, Parmenides. And I spell her name Purr, Menides. By the way, anyone who has not checked out Parmenides should definitely check out Parmenides. He's the father of metaphysics, literally the father of metaphysics. Totally an awesome guy, he was basically created the shit, some people will argue that point a little bit, but he put like the way he phrased stuff he wrote in verse, but then like his second argument is very analytical. It basically starts by saying like what is, what is not, because, and by is he meant like what exists, and by not he meant what doesn't exist, right? So like what exists, right? Because obviously if something exists, it exists, and what doesn't exist doesn't exist, because obviously if something doesn't exist, it doesn't exist, right? It's just like the most it's like such a tenable position to hold. It's like it's pretty hard to try to rip that down. It's to say at a given time something something either exists or doesn't exist, right? At time t1, right? So yeah, that's kind of he was the man. Maybe I'll read some Parmenides on here. Oh, you know what? You know what would be actually really cool? Parmenides wrote in verse. Maybe I should read the first part. Well, we've unfortunately lost a lot of what he's read, but the first part is beautiful imagery. It's really pristine. It's wonderful. I I should read some Parmenides right now. I don't have I don't think I have a hard copy, so let me look around and find a regular copy of Parmenides. Parmenides writings. It was only the one thing that he wrote, but like, and it was a poem, and it's called On Nature. Let's see if I can just bring it up. Should just be right here. I don't know why I'm having some issues with it. Let's bring it up. Good old SCP, Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. Yeah, let's see if we can just do this right here. All right. I'm not seeing it here. I mean, it's definitely going to be around here somewhere. Here we go. Here we go. We got it. We got it. All right. By the way, are you all ready for this? Are you all ready for this? Can you all handle this? All right. Let me try to bring it up in the display window. I'm a complete, weirdo when it comes to technology. So I got to go to display. Then I need to go to window capture, I believe, and then Parmenides. There we go. There we go. All right. So you can all see that, right? Can you all see the poem? I hope so. I don't know if you can all see it. Unfortunately, though, I can barely see it. It's kind of an issue. That the fact that I can barely see it. All right. So I guess I'm just gonna read it this way. We're just gonna go here, and I'm gonna read it this way. All right. Here we go. The steeds that bear me carried me as far as ever my heart desired, since they brought me and set me on the renowned way of the goddess, who with her own hands conducts the man who knows through all things, on what way I was borne along. For on it did the wise steeds carry me, drawing my car, and maidens showed the way. And the axle, glowing in the socket, for it urged round by the whirling wheels at each end, gave forth a sound as of a pipe, when the daughters of the sun, hasting to convey me into the light, threw back their veils from off their faces and left the abode of night. There are the gates of the ways of night and day, fitted above with a lintel and below with a threshold of stone. They themselves high in the air are closed by mighty doors, and avenging justice that keeps the keys that open them. Her did the maidens entreat with gentle words and skillfully persuade to unfasten without demur the bolted bars from the gates. Then when the doors were thrown back, they disclosed a wide opening with their brazen hinges swung backwards in the sockets fastened with rivets and nails. Straight through them on the broad way did the maidens guide the horses and the car, and the goddess greeted me kindly and took my right hand in hers and spoke these words: Welcome, noble youth, that comest to my abode on the car that bears thee, tended by immortal charioteers. It is no ill chance, but justice and right that has sent thee forth to travel on this way. Far indeed does it lie from the beaten track of men. Meet it is that thou shouldest learn all things, as well as the unshaken heart of pervasive truth, as the opinions of mortals in which is no true belief at all. Yet none the less shalt thou learn of these things also, since thou must judge approvedly of the things that seem to men, to thou goest through all things in thy journey. So basically that's like the start of it. That's the start of the Parmenides poem. And I hope you all were able to hear that and check that out, and hope that went through without a hitch. Whoa, we got the display capture going crazy. Let's go back here. All right, that's a lot. It's a lot for all of us to handle. But yeah, that's like the start. Yeah, Parmenides' poem is shamanic trance. It kind of is, right? It kind of is, JT. it's like it starts with this beautiful poetry, and then it goes into this analytic argument. So it's like he's combining the best of both worlds. It's pretty cool. You've reread that poem a few times over the years. You feel it, yeah, and I feel it too. It resonates with me. It's written in an old fashioned language. I think it's ancient Greece, ancient Greek, but like it's still like it's the shit, man. It's the shit. It definitely resonates with me. Let's see what do we got going on here. What I miss in chat? Tindereos, you just got 2.6 thousand channel points. Swiss R, you got 17,000. So Swiss R is saving up. Swiss R is saving up. He's starting to get a lot. JT Farms is probably the channel point winner so far, though. Can you ask him if he would do a half shirtless stream for 20? Dude, what if I just like rip my shirt in half? That would be a pretty cool redemption, right? Just like tear my shirt into pieces, just shred it up. That would be a pretty neat one to do. JT Farms, you say for sure you have 49,000 right now. Oh, you have 49,000. You're only 1K away. All right, pretty cool. JT Farms, you say you're the goddess of Zen points. You kind of are, right? You're the collector of Zen points. You want that Zen energy, and you're getting it through the points. That's pretty cool. And Christine the Bean, you're saying that poem resonates with you also. Yeah, and it's funny. Like I don't know why, but I was all about that poem. He's like my favorite philosopher, and I haven't even read it in years. I don't know. I gotta go back. You gotta go back to your roots sometime and actually check out the philosophy. And that was not a good. That was, by the way, that was a terrible reading from me. I don't know what the fuck happened. I guess I'm illiterate these days. But that kind of happens. It's like you go to we all become illiterate eventually. That's just and then we die. So like maybe I'm gonna be dead tomorrow or something. Who knows? Wow, what a cheery stream. All right, but yeah, Parmenides is the man, and I named my cat Parmenides. So definitely check that out. I don't know. Maybe we should just hop into the meditation. I feel like D. Dickersons, you're gonna lurk. You're gonna finish up your ab workouts. Hey, thanks for the lurk, brother. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hosting. Much appreciated, man. JT Farms, you say I didn't feel when you first sent me the poem, but my journey in the last few years made it more relevant. Okay, cool. So when I initially sent it to you, it didn't vibe with you. No, I get what you're saying. When I initially sent it to you, it didn't vibe. It didn't resonate with your being, with your inner being. But now it seems to make more sense. Cool. Yeah, and we've talked a lot over the years. The last few years. So like, you've come to understand, my metaphysics and the way I perceive reality, the way I think about life, And then you've got to see me evolve too over the years, right? Because I'm pretty different than I was 3 years ago, right? I'm a lot more. I'm a lot different in a lot of ways. With the beliefs I hold, I hold a very malleable belief set. And by the way, those of you who don't know what a belief set is, basically it's just the sum total of all the beliefs that you hold at a given time. That at this time, right? That's your belief set. So it's just like all your beliefs. My belief set is very malleable. So I'm constantly ripping out beliefs and supplanting them with new beliefs, even down to the core, even down to like the foundational level of beliefs. And I feel like by doing so, it makes it gives me room for growth, right? Because if I was stuck in a certain paradigm of how to perceive reality, there'd be no room for growth, right? I'd just be like, oh, everything should be this way, and then whenever someone questions anything, it's because they just don't know that, and they're ignorant or whatever. And it's like, no, that's not how it is. That's not how the way things work. There's a lot of stuff that's open for debate. There's a lot of room for expansion and growth. There's a lot of new ideas that are well. So I mean, one could argue that there's nothing new under the sun anymore, right? Nothing new under the sun. But like, no, I feel like there are new concepts that get created over time. You can wield these concepts to do different things and to do different work for you and use them in novel ways, and that's always interesting, right? To take the tiny little, because think about the amount of information we have, right? We're taking in such a small subset of data from the universe through our sensory apparatus, your five senses, right? And then we're processing that information with very minimal processing power. And what's I don't know what the human brain compared to like a microchip. I mean, I don't know what the hell, what the comparison would be, right? But it's not like it's not like a tremendous amount of processing power, right? And then we're basically projecting onto the world, like our version of reality, like what we see, how we think about things based on our beliefs and the limited amount of data that we have. We extrapolate, right? But it's like, does that give an accurate view of reality? Hell no, right? It's like what Kant said, when he drew the distinction between the phenomenal and the noumenal realms, right? The noumenal realm is things in themselves, right? That's like how things would be, how things are like, in reality. And then the phenomenal realm is the realm of sensory experience, right? And so like he drew that distinction, during the Enlightenment, at the end of the Enlightenment. He was the most profound thinker during the Enlightenment. And so like, and that kind of was like, people are like, shit, dude, this Kant guy, he seems to know his shit, and he makes some good arguments here. He's kind of important, and he had such a huge effect on Western philosophy ever since, So, but yeah, I mean, so we have like such a small subset of data, and we use that to try to understand things, and it's like, we need to be flexible in our beliefs. That's the main thing, because if we're not flexible in our beliefs, I mean, how can you grow? Then we're static creatures. We need to be dynamic. We need to be actively moving towards something. Towards, like, for me, it's always been pursuit of truth, right? I want truth, right? And I think there is inherent value in just the pursuit. Now, does this mean I'm ever going to find capital T objective truth? I don't know. I mean, I could argue, I could give the argument that truth is actually, within, and that by looking in the external world for that truth, that we're not going to ever find it, but that by going into meditation and into yoga, into kunai, into qigong, that I can feel that perfect truth within me, and I can actually experience it that way, right? And I can become one with that truth. So that's how I would argue that I can find truth. But then again, that's just my opinion, right? Someone could easily say, well, it's just a collection of neurotransmitters in the brain that's making you feel this way, But then I don't know. I have plenty of arguments, against that as well, right? So that's kind of how that goes. Let's see, JT Farms, you say more evolved for sure, less angry. At least though through your writing. Yeah, my poetry is a lot less angry. There used to be a lot of intense how could I put it? Frustration, I think, is a good way to express it. I think that's the best way. There used to be a lot of frustration and intense frustration in my writing, and it just permeated every ounce of my being. And a lot of that was due to basically what I started a few years ago. Yeah, angst. Yeah, it was. I mean, there was some existential angst. Hey, Conjuring 85, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. You say thank me for the wisdom, dude. Thank you. Well, we all do this together. We're all in this together. If I can imparts anything to another human being and they appreciate it, then I feel like my day was not a waste. I've done something productive for the day. And wisdom. It's cool that you say wisdom too, because we just had an interesting discussion recently about the distinction between knowledge and wisdom. Some people think conflate the two, and they think that all people who are knowledgeable are wise, but that's not the case, right? There's some people that are just complete bookworms that have no real world experience and no wisdom in life and in the ways of actually thinking about things. And then there's people that are have tons of wisdom about the world. They're like 80 years old and have lived in 50 different countries and have experienced all sorts of stuff, but are illiterate, right? So you have people, but there's so they might not be very knowledgeable as much. They might not have as much knowledge saved up, in their brain. But it's like nowadays, I mean, you just go onto Google and you can look up anything. So I don't know. I personally think that wisdom is more substantial than knowledge. But there's plenty of people who would disagree with that. And then there's always the question of, well, how exactly do you define wisdom, and how do you define knowledge, right? There's a lot of different ways to define those things. But yeah, going back to what JT Farm said, my writing used to be very, very angsty, right? It had a lot of frustration, a lot of angst, and a lot of that was due to the project that I started a few years ago with radical, open, and honest communication, and that's a main component of the Evolve Yourself TV project basically. And what I'm trying to do is to share, things about what I do is I share things about my life that are super personal, super, that put me in a very vulnerable space, right? That I just come out here and share with everyone because I think that we need to express the deepest things, the things that we care most about, and those are precisely the things that are typically not discussed. People want to discuss TMZ all day. They don't want to discuss, the deepest feeling in their being, right? So like I came out and I started like basically expressing how I felt in a radical, open, and honest fashion, and there was this huge wave of backlash. And then there was also like a huge wave of support. It was like this weird like polemical situation that I created. This was, and a lot of this was like Facebook drama, but it was beyond Facebook. It was like in all my friend groups and everything. And like I lost some friends and I gained new friends. And like some people like, totally had my back and were like, Agni, we really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you. I'm now communicating better with my husband because I'm not afraid to express how I feel. And some people were saying, Agni, we hate what you're doing. You're coming out here and you used to be just such a kind, amenable guy, and now you're saying all these abrasive things. Could you please just go back to old Agni, right? So like it created this huge roar, and basically that there was a lot of turmoil in me, and so in order to release that, in addition to meditation and yoga and other things of the sort, I had to do other things. So like I had to use poetry. Poetry was a good means of expressing how I feel. That's like my art form, right? That's like the one form of art that I tend to really gravitate towards when I need to express something. So like I espouse radical, open, and honest communication, and it's tough though, right? It's really tough to do, and maybe it's not for everyone, but I feel like if everyone on the planet was completely honest and completely open about how they felt, in the deepest recesses of their soul, with the world, right? If they just expressed nothing but truth, then we'd all be able to communicate a lot better. We'd all be able to, we'd be able to avoid a lot of problems that are the result of miscommunication. I mean, fuck wars. There's wars that are fought over miscommunication, right? People, and it's like, why not? Why not give it a shot? I don't know if there's ever been a situation where people have really like have given it a shot in like a huge, across like a huge swath of territory, like throughout like an entire country, or like maybe like in a tribe somewhere, people would be truthful all the time, but maybe not. I don't know. Who knows, right? But it's worth a shot, right? Because right now everything's ripping us apart, and we need unification. We need to bring everyone back together, and it's a cool way. It's a cool concept. It's a cool idea, and I think it's definitely worth it. But yeah, so that's the radical, open, and honest communication component of the Evolve Yourself TV, Twitch channel. And by the way, I created a Discord recently, so let me throw out the link there. Everyone, check out my Discord if you hadn't. I'm excited about it. So check out Discord. It's cool. You can. There's a lot of good content on there. Maybe I'll do some like Discord on chess even or something, or just chess on Discord or something like that. That'd be pretty neat. I don't know. We'll figure it out at some point. All right. So what are we doing now? What are you all in the mood for? More talk, more some meditation. JT Farms, you say the journey itself is worth the fight. Whether truth finds us before our end, who knows? Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. The journey itself is worth the fight. Whether truth finds us before our end, who knows? I love it. You're always so poetic, and it's the things that come out of your mouth are just fucking incredible. You have a good way of putting things. It makes me think a lot. There is inherent value in the journey. And in the pursuit of truth, there's something. It's ghetto talk, and then you come through with a joke, right? No, it's there is though, like there's something noble. There's something noble about spending your life, trying to find truth. And like even if worst case scenario you fail in every regard, at least you gave it a shot. At least you tried. And that's like so important to me, to just like if I don't try something, or if I half-ass something and I fail, I'm going to be pissed off at myself nowadays. This is like my current state of being, right? I don't like if I'm going to half-ass something and fail, I'm gonna be pissed off, right? But if I go all in on something, if I give it everything I have, and I don't succeed, then at least I know that I gave it everything I had. I gave it everything in my soul, right? I gave it everything in my soul. That's so important to me. It means a lot to me to just to make it a try, to give it a shot, right? And so like that's something that I strive for, right? I don't know. That's just where I'm at right now. All right, let's see what else we got going on. This is so amazing. Like I'm in uncharted territory because I've actually caught up with chat for once. Like normally I'm up here talking so much that like I'm like way behind in chat, and like I'm like I'm like missing context and like having to go back in chat and trying to like piece together context, and it's just everything's like a big mess, but it's a fun big mess because you guys, if you're going to be in a big mess, you might as well make the mess fun, right? And like it's like you're like like the floor is like all like slippery and like slick, and everyone's just in like a party room like slipping around, falling on their asses, but it's cool because everyone's on ecstasy, so everyone's having a good time, right? That would be a weird thing. Just like grease up a floor and throw a bunch of people in a room with and like start a rave when but and then just hand out ecstasy. I don't know. Swiss can that be done in Switzerland? Is ecstasy legal in Switzerland? Maybe we should move this stream to Switzerland. Wait, you say 28 more people are coming here? What are you talking about? Am I ready? Or what are you talking about? No way. I don't see any. I don't see 28 people coming here. I think you're trolling me. I think you're trolling me. We'll see though. We'll see. I mean, but if that's the case, I should probably talk a little bit first to give them a chance if they're gonna pop in. Because it's kind of weird if someone just pops in the middle of a meditation. They're kind of like, what's going on here? Like, who is this guy? I've never seen this guy. I've never seen this dude before. Like, what's his deal? He's got the Amitabha Buddha in the background. Who's representing. He's representing the Amitabha Buddha. Wow. Wow. Grace Yoga. Thank you so much. And you know what? It turns out that Swiss R is prophetic. Swiss R is he can predict the future. He is Twitch. Grace, thank you so much for the raid. Everyone in the universe should go to Grace Yoga's stream and check out her next stream. Adventure Joe, thank you so much for the follow. Grace Yoga is one of the premier yoga streamers in the fitness and health community here on Twitch. She just exudes nothing but love and light. Every time I go to her stream, I am smiling and feeling happy and healthy. Even if I'm like sick or like feeling lousy to begin with, I go to her stream and I feel great. Little Susie, thank you so much. Much appreciated for the follow. She's a wonderful human being, super kind, super into mental, physical, emotional health and well-being. Just a nice human being. So definitely check out her streams if you haven't. Give her a raid. We were actually talking about radical, open, and honest communication earlier today. Actually, it was actually amazing. Grace Yoga, I was just telling them about the radical, open, and honest communication project that I've been doing. Those of you who don't know me, by the way, my name is Agni James. This is the Evolve Yourself TV channel. Welcome to my channel. What I do here is I come out all high intensity and I'm like really like fired up, right? And then we slow things down and we go deep within our oneness to a place in our heart chakra where we feel perfect love and joy during a guided meditation. But we'll go into that in a minute. First off, I'm still doing the high intensity, high energy mode, right? I got a lot. We do philosophy talks here. We do mental health awareness. We do all sorts of stuff, right? But then we're gonna go. I promise we will go deep into that meditation. So those of you who are looking for peace, hang out. We'll be having that meditation pretty soon. Those of you who are here for the philosophy talk, the mental health talks, the radical open and honest communication talks, you're in the right place as well. So this is great. We have a great group of people here. Adventure Joe, yeah, I've been seeing you around. I got to check out some of the stuff that you do, man. You're a pretty cool dude. Speaking of meditation, yeah, we're here. You're in the right place, man. It's good to see you around, Adventure Joe. And everyone, thank you all for the follows. I might have missed someone. I might have missed a couple people with the follows. I'm not good at keeping up on top of that always. And the emote queen here is back. Terror Time is here. No one can spam emotes like Terror Time. She has got it down to science. There's a decent chance that this our entire world gets filled with emotes over the next few minutes, but maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what's happening. Oh. Hello, nice to see you here. Oh yeah, you're here too. You're saying to Adventure Joe. All right, cool. Thanks, brethren. Yeah, you've seen me in chat. Yeah. I've checked it out. I've hung out. Let me give you a shout out, actually, man. I got to put you in my automatic shout outs. Adventure. Oh, actually, I have a better way of doing it now. There we go. Bam. Yeah. Check out Adventure Joe. He's a cool dude. He does some cool streams, some interesting streams. I love what you do, man. And you're fucking strong too, man. Sorry about the F-bomb. I hope I didn't offend anyone. I don't know if this is supposed to be a child friendly stream or not, but it's like I don't know. Hopefully it's not. But yeah, okay. So a few years ago, I'm gonna tell the story. A few years ago, I decided that a lot of the problems in the world are caused by miscommunication and by people not expressing how they truly feel with one another. So I undertook this project called basically just of radical open and honest communication. And it basically, I can sum it up with one quote that I came up with years ago. People talk about everything except what is closest to their hearts. And it's true, right? If you think about it, people will chat for hours and hours about, what actor is married to, what other actor, or what actors and celebrities are getting divorced, right? People will talk, about, sports for 30 years, right? But they won't express their innermost feelings typically, right? They won't express how they truly feel about other people, about the world, what their deepest feelings are, what their deepest needs are. And a lot of that has to do with the social mores and constraints that basically put like duct tape on our mouths and say we're not supposed to express those things, especially with dudes. With men, there's been a stigma about men expressing their emotions and expressing how they feel and being emotional and crying, right? Like if a man cries, I mean that's considered like a social taboo in a lot of cultures, right? But slowly that's been changing over time. But we need to communicate more about how we feel about our deepest innermost, at our deepest innermost soul, at the place of love within us. We need to express that to others. And the idea is it is going to make us more vulnerable, but at the same time, it has the power to improve our relationships and our connections with the other people in the world. And at the end of the day, that is what is so important. That is what is of utmost importance is how we interact with people in the world, how we actually connect with other people, right? No one's laying on their deathbed thinking about how many cars they bought, in their lifetimes, or how many houses they own. No, that's not what people think about when they're on their deathbed. When they're laying on their deathbed, they're thinking about the love and connections that they've had with the people in their lives. They're thinking, did I love enough? Did I have enough? Did I give enough unconditional love to the people around me? Was I a good friend? Was I a good neighbor? Was I a good parent? Was I a good whatever, right? Did I show enough love to the world? That's what's most important. That's what's in our foundational essence at our core. And I believe that's below the level of conscious awareness. That's my metaphysics, right? That's something I discuss in my metaphysics. But yeah, so that's and I think that, if we actually just, if we did just express, our own that if we did express our love for people, even when they bother us, or whatnot, we can express how what they're doing is bothering us, but we can say, we still love you, right? Sometimes you'll hear parents say that, and that's always a beautiful thing, right? They'll say, I don't like how you did action X, but I still love you. They'll basically reaffirm to their child, that, hey, no matter what happens, I'm going to love you unconditionally, right? And that's a beautiful thing when you see that, because then the kid is able to like parse apart, is able to separate, the action from a withholding of love or something like that, which happens at times, right? Because sometimes the kid is, doesn't grasp the concept, right? So I always love it when parents make that distinction, when they draw that distinction between actually, say, hey, I do love you, but at the same time, your action was caused harm in some way, shape, or form. All right, where are we at here? DJ Krishan, you say your vocabulary is growing. I probably missed some context here. I missed some context. You're always involved in the chat with everyone else. I don't know. Who knows what's going on here? And that's a crazy thing about being a streamer. You miss a lot of context. Because you're up here talking. I'm up here. Being this loquacious dude. Like speaking my stuff, and then like. All of a sudden, like I look back and there's like chat messages from 5 minutes ago, and it's like, what was I even talking about then, right? It's like who knows what I was even talking about? I mean, I could be talking about the banana that I have here. Those of you who don't know, I always keep a banana by my side right here. And sometimes it's a bunch of bananas because I'm huge into Bikram yoga. And when I go to Bikram yoga is hot yoga. It's done in 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's a 90-minute class. And it's grueling. It's like when you're in it, you're working really hard. You're working super hard. But I'm a sweater to begin with, so I'm just like sweating. I'm like pouring. I'm drenching, water and depleting myself with nutrients and minerals, right? So I'm always super low on potassium when I come out, and I'm also prone to leg cramps. So a good source of potassium is a banana. And if you have a banana at hand, it gets absorbed into your system really quickly, actually, once you eat that banana, because it's already like a soft substance, and it gets broken down. And potassium is actually one of the fastest absorbing nutrients and minerals out there, right? It's just a really healthy thing for your system. And that way I can like not be rolling around on the floor during the meditation screaming like a 5-year-old girl when my hamstrings cramp up. Okay, so all right, we're now. Oh, hey, hi yoga. You are here. Thank you. So glad to have you here. Let me give you a shout out. Actually, much appreciated. I'm happy that you're here. Happy that you're able to catch the stream. We're actually just about to start the meditation. Like I was saying everyone earlier. I always come out super high intensity, discuss philosophy, discuss mental health, anything that's on people's minds, and then we slow it down and have the meditation, and we're about ready to start the meditation. So first, you're going to want to get in a nice, comfortable, seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged, or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a seated position that is comfortable for you. And take a few deep breaths on your own and gently close your eyes while maintaining good posture. And I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that goes off every 2 seconds. And we can use this to help regulate our breath count. Take a few more deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture, and focus on your breath count. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale through your nose, raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, lowering your abdomen. Keep your attention on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Keep your attention on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit. Be mindful of your breath. Visualize yourself on a mountaintop, sitting in lotus pose. You watch as the clouds move beneath you. Two clouds merge into one, and one cloud divides into two. Those clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being, exist in consciousness, and then disappear. That is the nature of human thought. Through meditation, we learn to clear our minds and go beneath the level of consciousness to the place of pure love that is at our foundational core. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. When distracting thoughts enter your mind, visualize them as clouds, moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. And return your attention to your breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego that obscures your third eye sight. Your essence is love. The manifestation of love is light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. And awaken the inner light that exists within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until the whole world is lit once again. Inhale, filling your vessel with radiant love and light. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Your essence is love. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. And return your attention to your breath count. On your next inhale, travel down deep beneath the level of consciousness. travel to the region at your heart chakra. In that location, you will find pure love and pure oneness emanating out to all of humanity. That place of pure love is one with you. In that place of pure love, you find your identity. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego that obscures your third eyesight. Your essence is love. The manifestation of love is light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. And awaken the inner light that exists within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until the whole world is glowing radiantly once again. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay mindful of your breath count. On your next inhale, travel down deep beneath the level of conscious awareness to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love that emanates from that location. Feel the warmth and the light surrounding that love. Explore the oneness that you feel in that region and reside there for a while. That place is your eternal home. That place holds your eternal essence. Inhale, delving deeper into that love. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in, traveling even further into that place of perfect oneness. Exhale, releasing any fear and anxiety from your vessel. In meditation, we go beneath the level of conscious thought. For thought distracts us from our foundational essence. Our true nature exists below the level of thought. Our true nature is love. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out. Be mindful of your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, release them and return your attention to your breath count. Inhale, travel deeper in the place of perfect love within. Exhale, releasing any ego that obstructs your third eye sight. Inhale, explore the love and light radiating from your heart chakra. Exhale, releasing any ego that tries to obscure that light. Inhale, look for the center point of that love. Exhale, explore the region around that center point. Breathe in, feel the perfect oneness and peace emanating from that center. Breathe out, keep your attention on that center point of your love. Stay focused on your center. Keep your attention on the center point. Inhale, once again, gently raising your belly. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in, feeling that center point and the source of all creation. Breathe out, releasing any ego and fear. On your next inhale, travel on through into that center point. And I'll see you on the other side. At your center point, you come to remember who you are. At the center point, you come to remember how you came to be. At your center, you come to remember what you are. At your center point, you remember your purpose. In that center point, nothing but pure love exists. At that center point, you feel oneness with all of creation. In that center point, you exist at the source of creation. In the center, you remember your eternal divinity. You are a divine being of love and light. Your essence is to love those around you. At the center point, you come to realize all the perfection in the universe. At your center point, you are whole once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that does not serve you well. Go deep into that love and feel the joy and warmth and all the other attributes that come from that place of perfect oneness. When we go into that monism, that place of perfect peace, we feel connected with all of creation. We feel that perfect joy and perfect love throughout all of our being. Your essence is love. The manifestation of love is light. Your purpose is to shine radiantly on others. And awaken the inner light that exists within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until the whole world is glowing radiantly once again. And our attachments with the external world will crumble. As space-time collapses, and so does this illusory dualistic framework. And the ego loses its grasp on us. For we are healed and whole once again. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, diving into that perfect peace. That place is your eternal home. Inhale, filling the love and light expand from your heart chakra, filling every contour of your body. Enjoy that perfect peace and oneness. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, resolving to release all ego that binds you to dualistic thought. Inhale, traveling down deep into the heart of monism. Exhale, releasing any residual ego darkness from your being. You are pure love. You are pure light. Your essence is the purest love. You are eternal. You are divine in that place of perfect oneness, and nothing can ever touch your eternal divinity. Whenever you're stressed in the external world, you can come back to this place of love, and you can feel peace when you need it. For the external world is hell-bent on division and separation, and our internal state is monism. And from the context of eternity, we are children of love and light and will always be, because we radiate from the source of all creation. Inhale, filling your vessel with anything it needs. Exhale, releasing any thoughts from your being. Inhale, focus on the love and light within you. Exhale, releasing any residual ego from your essence. Inhale, allowing the love and light filling your body to expand beyond the contours of your skin, such that it fills the room that you occupy. Breathe in, allowing that love and light to extend outward beyond the walls of your room. Exhale, allowing that love and light to extend even further throughout your community. Inhale, allow that love and light to expand into eternity in all directions. Exhale, feeling the perfect peace that comes with letting go of the ego. You are eternal divinity. You shine in every direction to infinity. In this place, you feel nothing but serenity. Embrace your eternal divinity. Take the deepest inhale of the day, filling your body with love and light. And the deepest exhale of the day, releasing any residual ego from your being. And breathe even deeper in, expanding that love and light in every direction. And exhale, releasing any stress or tension from your body. Gently open your eyes and return to this moment, bringing with you the peace from the meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this sacred space with me. By traveling in to your center point and feeling the perfect love that exists there, you come to know your true essence. You come to know that you are not a sum collection of your thoughts. Your foundational essence lies below the level of consciousness. That's where your eternal home resides, and it's where you have always been. You are eternal. I hope you all got a lot out of this meditation. I sure feel a lot more peaceful and calm than I did prior to the meditation. It's so important to be able to experience that love and joy that exists within us. Thank you for doing the most important thing you can do in this world, and that's to go into that internal place within you and expand that love and light in every direction. Namaste. How was that for everyone? I hope you all got a lot out of that meditation. I really do. It makes me feel so wonderful to be able to come on here and to be able to be a meditation guide. I feel so honored and humbled to be here with you. It's such a wonderful experience. We have so much love and positivity in this chat, in this channel, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you so much. All right. So Conjuring, well, thank you, and thank you so much for the love. And JT Farms, Christine the Bean, wonderful, wonderful, beautiful. You know, you can feel the pure love and joy just emanating, you know, from this room, from wherever you're at. You can feel it if you go into it, if you're receptive to it. You know, the ego wants us to be constantly distracted on things within the illusory dualistic framework that it wants us to think that we inhabit. You know, when we go out into the external world, it wants us to think about, you know, all the things in the past and all the things that we should or shouldn't have done. It wants us to think about the future and all the things that we have to plan to do and all the things that we're going to do. It wants us everywhere except in the present moment. Because if we all came together in the present moment, it would have no control over us anymore. We would be free from the bondage of the ego, free from all attachments, and we'd be able to reunite together in that state of perfect oneness. There'd be no more war. There'd be no more famine. We'd be home again. We'd realize that we're home again in that place of perfect love. And that's the message of Evolve Yourself TV. Go to that place of perfect love and share love with those around you. Repair broken relationships. Do whatever you can to bypass the level of the ego. And typically it's simply just by going within and feeling that love and then connecting with the other person in that place of love within them. If you do that, you can bypass all the ego dynamics that exist and all the wars and battles that we engage in on a daily basis, you know. It's just the way it goes. But if we can connect with the true essence of them, we can bypass all that ego consciousness, all that craziness that wants to keep us stuck here. So come to this place of love in your heart. Come to that place of love. Go inside, feel that love. Take it with you on a daily basis. All right. I feel incredible. You are all incredible. Now we get to share that love. And my hamstrings are about ready to start cramping up. So I got this banana ready to go. I got the banana on high alert because my hamstrings are about ready to start cramping. This could be interesting. Let's see if we can raid someone before my depleted potassium just comes through. My depleted potassiumness. Who should we raid? Who are we going to raid today? I don't know. Who are we going to raid? It's always a big question. Does anyone have any recommendations? Let's see. I mean, I'm looking at Check Meow right now and The Great Kind, but I think Check Meow is probably doing a rerun. Let me look right now. Yeah, I got to drink some water. Let's see if Check Meow is running a rerun. I have a policy. I don't raid anyone if they're doing a rerun. Yeah. Check Meow and Great Kind and Casa del Se are all doing reruns right now. They're all doing reruns. So who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna raid? It's always a crazy moment. It's a crazy moment. Let me see what this guy's doing. There's Urban Combat Fitness. I don't know this guy very well. Can anyone vouch for him? I think he's playing Phasmophobia. Let me see what he's got going on in his stream. I don't know this guy very well, but let's maybe we should go with it. Unless someone has another recommendation. Does anyone have another recommendation of who we should raid, or should we go with Urban Combat Fitness? I mean, he's in the fitness and health community. It would be kind of a nice surprise. That's kind of, you know what? Yeah, I think it would be kind of awesome actually, because right now we got a big group of people. If we just go and we raid him, it will be a nice pleasant surprise for him. So let's just do that. All right, let's raid Urban Combat Fitness and let's make a good connection. Let's give him a lot of love and light. All right, we're going to start the raid right now. Everyone have a wonderful night, and namaste. Thank you for sharing the sacred space with me. I'm truly honored and humbled to be here with you.